Ethan, a 38-year-old restaurant mogul, thought he had it all. 3 thriving businesses, a loving wife, Emma, and a baby on the way. One night, he comes home early to find Emma missing. A shocking discovery on her social media unravels his perfect life, exposing lies that threaten everything he holds dear. Can Ethan uncover the truth without losing his family? Ethan Morales, 38, stood in the sizzling heat of his flagship taco restaurant's parking lot in Austin, Texas, flipping burgers on a portable grill. His employees, a tight-knit crew of cooks and servers, laughed and swapped stories over cold sodas, grateful for the impromptu barbecue he'd thrown to boost morale after a grueling week. Ethan's charm and work ethic had turned Taco Haven into a local legend, with 3 locations across the city. He tossed a burger to his head chef, Javier, who caught it with a grin. "You're spoiling us, boss," Javier called out. Ethan smirked, wiping sweat from his brow. "Gotta keep my people happy." But beneath the easy smile, a gnawing unease stirred. For weeks, his wife, Emma, 35 and 6 months pregnant, had been distant, her laughter rare, her phone always close, screen angled away when he entered a room. Ethan chalked it up to pregnancy stress. He'd been through it before with their daughter, Sophia, now 15, and Emma's son from a previous marriage, Liam, 18. Still, something felt off, like a missed order in the kitchen that could derail the whole night. He wrapped up the barbecue early, eager to surprise Emma with her favorite barbacoa tacos from the restaurant. Driving home to their East Austin bungalow, he pictured her face lighting up, maybe sparking the warmth they'd lost lately. But when he pulled into the driveway at 8 p.m., the house was dark. No flicker of a TV, no music from Sophia's room. Ethan's pulse quickened. Emma had texted earlier, saying she was staying in, exhausted. He grabbed a takeout bag and stepped inside, calling out, "Emma? Sophia?" Silence answered. The living room sat untouched, dishes clean in the kitchen. Ethan climbed the stairs, checking Sophia's room. Her bed was made, untouched. Liam was at his community college dorm, but where were Emma and Sophia? His phone showed no missed calls, no texts. Emma always checked in, even for a quick errand. His gut, sharpened from years of spotting dishonest suppliers or slacking employees, screamed trouble. He hesitated, then grabbed Emma's laptop from the coffee table. Guilt pricked him. He'd never snooped before, but instinct overrode doubt. The laptop was still logged into Emma's Instagram. Ethan's breath caught at the top post. A vibrant photo from a downtown Austin loft party. Strangers raised drinks, neon lights pulsed. And there, in the center, was Emma, her arms slung around a man he didn't know, her smile wide and unguarded. Another photo showed her holding what looked like a cocktail, her head thrown back in laughter. Ethan's stomach churned. His pregnant wife? Drinking? With some guy? He scrolled, finding a video of Emma swaying to music, the man, tagged as Ryan, grinning beside her, his hand brushing her shoulder. Ethan's hands shook as he took screenshots, each click fueling a mix of rage and disbelief. Comments under the photos burned into his mind. "Emma, you were on fire tonight," from her friend Mia, and "Ryan's got it bad for you, girl," from someone named Lauren. Ethan's mind raced. Who was Ryan? Why was Emma, 6 months pregnant, at a party she had mentioned? He closed the laptop as headlights swept across the driveway. Emma walked in, her hair damp, mascara smudged, carrying her sandals. She froze when she saw Ethan on the couch, the takeout bag untouched beside him. "You're home early," she said, her voice too casual. "Thought you'd be at the restaurant till 10. Where were you?" Ethan's tone was sharp, controlled. He stood, towering over her, his 6 feet 2 inches frame casting a shadow. Emma's eyes flickered just for a second. "Out with Mia and some friends. Just dinner, nothing big." She moved toward the kitchen, avoiding his gaze. "Dinner?" Ethan stepped closer, pulling out his phone. "Funny, because Instagram says you were at a loft party downtown, drinking with some guy named Ryan." He held up the screen, showing the photo of her and Ryan, arms entwined. Emma's face paled. "You went through my Instagram?" "Ethan, that's low. Don't flip this on me," he snapped. "You're 6 months pregnant, Emma. Drinking? Partying with strangers? Who's Ryan?" She tossed her sandals onto the floor, crossing her arms. "It was one drink, Ethan, and it was non-alcoholic. Ryan's just Mia's friend. You're blowing this out of proportion." "Then why lie?" Ethan's voice rose, his patience fraying. "You said you were home, exhausted. Instead, you're out getting cozy with another man, posting it for the world to see. Emma's eyes flashed with defiance. I don't have to report every move to you. I needed a night out. You're suffocating me with your paranoia. Ethan laughed, bitter and cold. Paranoia? I've given you freedom, Emma. I don't check your phone, don't track your every move. But you've crossed A's line, and you know it. The front door creaked open, and Sophia stepped in, her backpack slung over one shoulder. She stopped, sensing the tension. What's going on? She asked, her eyes darting between her parents. Ethan didn't break eye contact with Emma. Your mom was at a party tonight, Sophia. Drinking while pregnant, hanging on to some guy I've never heard of. Sophia's jaw dropped. Mom, seriously? It's not what he's making it sound like, Emma said quickly, her voice shaking. Sophia, go upstairs. This is between your dad and me. Sophia didn't move, her gaze hardening. I'm not a kid, Mom. If you're messing up, I want to know. Ethan pocketed his phone, his decision made. Tomorrow, Emma, we're going to Dr. Garcia's office. Full checkup for the baby, and I'm requesting a paternity test. Emma's mouth fell open, her voice barely a whisper. You think I'd cheat on you? I think you've lied about everything else tonight, Ethan said coldly. I need to know if that baby's mine. The silence was deafening. Emma's eyes filled with tears, but Ethan felt no sympathy, only a steely resolve. He'd built his businesses on instinct and accountability. Now, he'd use both to protect his family, whatever was left of it. Ethan Morales woke to the hum of his phone alarm at 5 a.m., the weight of last night's confrontation heavy in his chest. He'd slept on the couch, unable to share a bed with Emma after her lies. The Instagram photos, her laughing with Ryan, clutching a drink, burned in his mind. He grabbed his keys and headed to Taco Haven's flagship location, needing the rhythm of work to steady him. By 6 a.m., he was prepping dough for tortillas, the repetitive motion grounding his racing thoughts. His head chef, Javier, arrived early, sensing Ethan's mood. Everything okay, boss? He asked, tossing onions into a sizzling pan. Ethan shook his head. Family stuff. I'll handle it. Javier nodded, leaving it alone. Back home by 8 a.m., Ethan found Emma in the kitchen, sipping tea, her eyes red from crying or lack of sleep. She stood as he entered, her posture defensive. Are we really doing this doctor thing today? She asked, voice tight. Ethan poured coffee, his tone flat. 9 a.m. sharp. Dr. Garcia is expecting us. Emma opened her mouth to argue, but Ethan cut her off. Non negociable. The baby's health comes first, and so does the truth. She grabbed her purse and stormed toward the car, silent. The drive to the clinic in East Austin was tense, the air thick with unspoken accusations. Ethan gripped the wheel, his mind replaying the video of Emma swaying with Ryan, his hand on her shoulder. At a stoplight, Emma broke the silence. You're making a mistake, Ethan. I didn't do anything wrong. He didn't look at her. Lying about where you were last night says otherwise. She huffed, turning to the window. You're blowing this out of proportion. At Dr. Garcia's office, the waiting room felt like a pressure cooker. Couples around them chatted about due dates, oblivious to the storm brewing between Ethan and Emma. Dr. Garcia, a calm man in his 50s, greeted them with a handshake. Let's check on the baby first, he said, leading them to an exam room. The ultrasound hummed to life, revealing a tiny, wriggling form on the screen. Ethan's heart clenched, his child alive and kicking. Everything looks healthy, Dr. Garcia said, adjusting the monitor. Now, about the paternity test. It's a simple blood draw from Emma and a cheek swab from you, Ethan. Results in a week. Ethan nodded, his jaw tight. Emma stared at the ceiling, avoiding his gaze. After the procedure, Ethan drove them home, the silence heavier than before. Emma finally spoke as they pulled into the driveway. This is humiliating. You're treating me like a criminal. Ethan parked, turning to her. You had a party, drank while pregnant, and got cozy with another man. What am I supposed to think? Her eyes flashed. It was a mocktail, and Ryan's just a friend. You're turning me into the villain to feel better about your control issues. Ethan's knuckles whitened on the wheel. Control issues? I trusted you, Emma. You broke that. She slammed the car door and marched inside. In a living room, Sophia sat on the couch, scrolling through her phone. She looked up, her expression guarded. What's going on with you two? Ethan sat beside her, exhaling. Your mom went to a party last night without telling me. She was drinking and hanging out with a guy named Ryan. Sophia's eyes widened. Drinking? Like alcohol? Ethan hesitated, then showed her the photo of Emma with a glass, Ryan's arm around her. Sophia's face hardened. That's not okay, Dad. Emma appeared in the doorway, her voice sharp. Sophia, don't buy into his paranoia. It was a non-alcoholic drink. Sophia stood defiant. Then why lie about going out? Why is this guy all over you? Emma flinched, then snapped. Go to your room. This isn't your business. Sophia crossed her arms. It is if you're messing up our family. Ethan's phone buzzed. A text from Liam, asking to meet at a coffee shop. Ethan drove to meet his stepson, hoping for a distraction. At the cafe, Liam, lanky and serious, sipped an iced latte. Mom told me you're fighting, he said, eyes on the table. She said you're accusing her of cheating. Ethan leaned forward. She lied about where she was, Liam. She was at a party with some guy, drinking. I'm getting a paternity test to be sure. Liam's jaw dropped. You don't think the baby's yours? Ethan's throat tightened. I don't know what to think. She's not acting like the woman I married. Liam ran a hand through his hair. She's been weird lately. Distant. But cheating? That's heavy, man. Ethan nodded. That's why I need answers. Back home, Ethan found Emma's laptop open on the kitchen counter. His stomach twisted, but he couldn't resist. He opened her messages and found a thread with Ryan. Last night was amazing, Ryan had written. Can't stop thinking about you. Emma's reply. It was fun, but I'm married. Let's keep it chill. Ethan's blood boiled. Chill? After lying to his face? He took screenshots, his hands trembling. When Emma walked in, he held up the laptop. Care to explain this? Her face went white. You're spying on me again? Ethan stepped closer. You're texting this guy about how amazing last night was. You call that just friends? Emma's voice cracked. It was nothing. I got carried away, okay? I felt trapped in this marriage, and Ryan was nice. Ethan's heart sank. Nice enough to lie to me for. The room spun with betrayal, the truth sharper than any knife. Ethan Morales spent the next morning at Taco Haven's downtown location, scrubbing grills to keep his hands busy and his mind from spiraling. The text messages between Emma and Ryan, flirty, secretive, gnawed at him like a bad debt. He'd confronted her last night, and her excuses only deepened his distrust. It was just talk, she'd insisted, but Ethan wasn't buying it. He left work early, determined to dig deeper. At home, he found Emma's phone on the kitchen counter, unlocked. He hesitated, then opened her messages again. A new text from Ryan. Meet me at Zilker Park tomorrow? Just us. Ethan's chest tightened. He snapped a screenshot and set the phone down as Emma walked in. You're still snooping? She snapped, snatching her phone. Ethan crossed his arms. Hard not to when you're planning park dates with Ryan behind my back. Emma's eyes widened, but she rallied. It's not a date. He's going through a breakup, needed to talk. Ethan stepped closer, voice low. You're my wife, Emma, 6 months pregnant, sneaking around with another man. Explain how that's okay. She threw up her hands. I'm not sneaking. I just didn't tell you because you'd overreact like this. Ethan shook his head. Overreact? You're texting him daily, calling him amazing. That's not friendship. That's betrayal. Sophia burst into the kitchen, her backpack slung over one shoulder. What's going on now? She demanded, glaring at Emma. Ethan turned to her. Your mom's planning to meet Ryan again. Alone. Sophia's face twisted with disgust. Mom, are you serious? You're pregnant, and you're acting like this? Emma's voice cracked. Sophia, stay out of this. You don't understand. Sophia crossed her arms. I understand you're lying to Dad and making us all look stupid. Emma's shoulders slumped, but she said nothing, storming upstairs. Ethan called Liam, who agreed to meet at a food truck park. Over brisket tacos, Ethan laid out the new text. Liam frowned, poking at his food. Mom's been off, but it's not cool. What are you going to do? Ethan leaned back, the weight of his decision settling in. I'm talking to a lawyer tomorrow. I need to protect myself and the kids. Liam nodded slowly. I get it. Just don't shut Mom out completely. She's messed up, but she's still my mom. Ethan gripped his shoulder. I'll do right by you and Sophia, no matter what. The next day, Ethan met with a divorce attorney, Carla Reyes, in a sleek office near the Colorado River. He showed her the screenshots, Instagram photos, texts, all of it. Carla jotted notes, her expression neutral. You've got grounds for divorce based on emotional infidelity and deception, she said. Texas is a no-fault state, but this strengthens your case for custody and asset division. Ethan nodded. I want joint custody of the baby, and I want to keep my businesses intact. Carla tapped her pen. We'll draft a petition. Be prepared. Emma might fight this. Ethan's jaw tightened. Let her try. Back home, Ethan found Sophia in the garage, tinkering with an old recipe book he'd given her. Dad, can I work at the restaurant this summer? She asked, eyes bright. Ethan smiled, grateful for the distraction. You're hired, but you start at the bottom, chopping onions. Sophia laughed, then grew serious. Is Mom cheating for real? Ethan sighed. She's crossed lines, Sophia. I'm filing for divorce, but I'll make sure you and the baby are taken care of. Sophia hugged him. You're doing the right thing, Dad. That evening, Ethan caught Emma slipping out the back door, keys in hand. Going somewhere? He asked, blocking her path. Emma froze. Just to Mia's. Girl talk. Ethan's eyes narrowed. Zilker Park with Ryan, you mean? Her face crumpled, caught again. It's not what you think, she stammered. Ethan held up his phone, showing the screenshot. Stop lying, Emma. I'm done playing games. She sank onto a chair, tears spilling. I felt invisible, Ethan. You're always at work, and Ryan listened to me. Ethan's voice was steel. You want to be heard? Talk to your husband, not some guy in a park. We're done. Ethan moved to a small apartment that night, needing space. He called Dr. Garcia's office to check on the paternity test timeline. 5 days left. The wait was agony, but the text confirmed his worst fears. Emma's emotional affair was real, whether she admitted it or not. He threw himself into work, training Sophia on the restaurant's prep line, her enthusiasm a lifeline. Liam stopped by, offering to help with inventory, but his eyes betrayed worry. Mom's a mess, he said quietly. She knows she screwed up. Ethan nodded. She made her choices. Now we live with them. As Ethan closed the restaurant that night, his phone buzzed, a voicemail from Emma. Her voice trembled. Ethan, I'm sorry. I never meant to hurt you. Can we talk before you do anything drastic? He deleted the message, his resolve hardening. Emma's apologies couldn't erase the trust she'd shattered. The truth was coming, and Ethan was ready to face it, whatever it revealed. Ethan Morales stood in his new apartment's bare kitchen, stirring a pot of chili for Sophia, who was sprawled on the couch, sketching menu ideas for Taco Haven. It had been 3 days since he'd moved out, and the small space felt like a fortress of clarity away from Emma's chaos. His phone buzzed, Dr. Garcia's office. The paternity test results were ready, a day early. Ethan's stomach knotted. Sophia, I'm heading to the clinic, he said, grabbing his keys. She looked up, her pencil pausing. You got this, Dad. Whatever happens, we're good. He squeezed her shoulder, grateful for her strength. At the clinic, Ethan sat alone in the exam room, Emma absent after refusing to come. Dr. Garcia entered, holding a sealed envelope. The results, he said, handing it over. Ethan tore it open, scanning the page. The words hit like a punch. He was the father. Relief flooded him, but it was bittersweet, tangled with Emma's deceit. He thanked Dr. Garcia and drove to Taco Haven, needing the bustle of the lunch rush to process. Javier noticed his distraction. Good news or bad, boss? Ethan managed a half smile. The baby's mine. That's the good part. Javier clapped his back. You're a dad again. Focus on that. Back at the apartment, Ethan called his lawyer, Carla Reyes, and confirmed the divorce filing. The test proves I'm the father, he told her, but I'm moving forward. I want joint custody and my business is protected. Carla's voice was steady. We'll push for a fair settlement. Emma's actions give us leverage. Ethan hung up, then texted Liam and Sophia to meet him at the restaurant. He needed his kids close, their bond the anchor in this storm. At Taco Haven, Ethan sat them down in the back booth. The baby's mine, he said, watching their faces. Sophia grinned, punching his arm. Knew it, Dad. You're going to be awesome with a little guy. Liam nodded, relief in his eyes, but tension lingered. What's next with Mom? He asked. Ethan leaned forward. I'm filing for divorce. She can stay in the house until the baby's born, but after that, we sell and split everything. I'll be there for the baby, but your mom and I are done. Sophia's jaw tightened. She doesn't deserve you. Liam stayed quiet, picking at his napkin. That evening, Ethan found an email from Emma, begging for a meeting. Against his better judgment, he agreed, driving to a quiet coffee shop on South Congress. Emma sat in a corner, her hands wrapped around a mug. I messed up. Ethan, she said, voice low. I got lost, feeling trapped, but I swear it was never physical with Ryan. Ethan's gaze was cold. You planned secret meetups, lied about where you were, and disrespected our family. Words don't fix that. She reached for his hand, but he pulled back. I've started divorce proceedings. You'll have a place until the baby's born, but that's it. Emma's eyes welled up. We could try counseling, rebuild. Ethan stood. You rebuilt with Ryan behind my back. I'm done. The next morning, Ethan threw himself into mentoring Sophia, teaching her how to balance the restaurant's books. Her quick mind impressed him, a reminder of why he was fighting to keep his family intact. Liam stopped by, offering to cover his shift. Mom's been calling me, saying she's sorry, he said, stacking plates. Ethan nodded. She's sorry she got caught. Actions have consequences. Liam sighed. I know, but it's hard. She's still my mom. Ethan gripped his shoulder. You don't have to choose sides. Just know I'm here for you. Days later, Ethan discovered a new message thread on Emma's cloud account, accessed through their shared family plan. Ryan again, suggesting they lay low until things cooled off. Ethan's anger flared, but he forwarded the evidence to Carla, strengthening his case. At the restaurant, Sophia pitched a new taco recipe, her enthusiasm infectious. This could be a hit, Dad, she said, grilling peppers. Ethan tasted her creation, nodding. You're a natural. Let's test it this weekend. Her smile was worth more than any court victory. As the week ended, Ethan got a call from Carla. Emma's hired a lawyer, she said. She's fighting for full custody and half your businesses. Ethan's blood ran cold. She won't get them, he said, voice firm. I've got the proof, her lies, her texts. Do what you need to do. He hung up, staring at the Austin skyline from his apartment balcony. The fight was escalating, but Ethan was ready. His kids, his businesses, his self-respect. None of it was negotiable. Ethan Morales stood in the courthouse parking lot, signing the final divorce papers on his lawyer's clipboard. 6 months had passed since the paternity test confirmed he was the father, but Emma's betrayal still stung. The Austin sun beat down as Carla Reyes handed him a pen. You got joint custody of Noah and kept full ownership of Taco Haven, she said. Emma's lawyer pushed for half, but your evidence, texts, photos, sealed the deal. Ethan nodded, signing his name. She can't take what I built. He handed back the clipboard, feeling lighter but not whole. Back at his apartment, Ethan packed a cooler with tacos for Sophia, who was waiting at the flagship restaurant. She'd been working shifts, mastering the grill, her confidence growing. He arrived to find her serving a line of customers, her smile bright. Dad, we sold out of my spicy shrimp taco, she called, wiping her hands. Ethan grinned, pride swelling. You're stealing my thunder, kid. He pulled her aside. Divorce is final. Noah's with us half the time. Sophia hugged him. You did it, Dad. We're going to be okay. Liam texted, asking to meet at a park near his new bank job. Ethan drove over, finding on a bench, tossing breadcrumbs to ducks. Heard about the divorce, Liam said, eyes on the water. Mom's taking it hard. Ethan sat beside him. She made her choices, Liam. I had to protect us. Liam nodded. I know. I'm proud of you for standing up. Just check on her sometimes, okay? For Noah. Ethan squeezed his shoulder. I'll make sure Noah's got both of us, but your mom's on her own path now. At the hospital 2 weeks later, Ethan paced the waiting room as Emma gave birth. He'd insisted on being there, not for her, but for his son. When the nurse called him in, he found Emma holding a small bundle. Meet Noah, she said, voice soft. Ethan took his son, his tiny fingers curling around Ethan's thumb. Love hit him hard, unshaken by the past. Hey, little man, he whispered, kissing Noah's forehead. Emma watched, her eyes wet. I am sorry, Ethan, for everything. He met her gaze, unflinching. Focus on being a good mom to him. That's all that matters now. The next month, Ethan sold the family house, splitting the proceeds with Emma as per the settlement. She moved into a condo, starting work as a real estate agent. Ethan heard she'd enrolled in therapy, trying to rebuild. He didn't care. His focus was Noah, Sophia, and Liam. He leased a bigger apartment near Taco Haven, turning the spare room into a nursery. Sophia helped paint it, blasting music while they worked. Noah's gonna love this, she said, splattering blue paint. Ethan laughed. You're on cleanup duty for that. At the restaurant, Ethan launched Sophia's shrimp taco as a permanent menu item, drawing crowds. She trained new hires, her leadership shining. Liam stopped by after his shift, sharing news of a promotion. You show me how to stand tall, he told Ethan, clinking soda cans. Ethan's chest warmed. His kids were thriving, proof he'd made the right call. He hired a new manager, freeing time to coach Sophia's school cooking club, where she mentored younger teens. One evening, Ethan ran into Ryan at a gas station near Zilker Park. Ryan approached, hands raised. I didn't know things would blow up like that, he said, voice nervous. Ethan pumped gas, unmoved. You knew she was married. Own it. Ryan shuffled. She said you two were done. Ethan capped his tank. She lied to you too. Good luck with that. He drove off, leaving Ryan in the rear view, a chapter closed. At Austin's annual food festival, Ethan set up a Taco Haven booth, Sophia and Liam working beside him. Noah, now 2 months old, slept in a carrier against Ethan's chest. Customers lined up, raving about Sophia's taco. A reporter snapped photos, calling Ethan a local hero for his comeback story. He shrugged it off, but Sophia beamed. You're killing it, Dad, she said, handing out samples. Liam nodded. Family stronger than ever. Ethan looked at his kids, then at Noah, and knew they were right. He'd lost a marriage, but gained something unbreakable.